Romeo and Juliet is one of William Shakespeare's most celebrated plays, written around 1597. This tragic love story unfolds in the city of Verona, Italy, against the backdrop of a long-standing feud between two noble families, the Montagues and the Capulets. Act 1. The play opens with a street brawl between servants of the Montague and Capulet households, revealing the deep-seated animosity between the two families. Prince Aeschylus of Verona intervenes, warning that further violence will be met with severe punishment. Amidst this feud, we are introduced to Romeo Montague, a young and melancholic man deeply in love with a woman named Rosalind. He confides his unrequited love to his cousin, Benvolio, who encourages him to attend a masquerade ball hosted by the Capulets, hoping it will help him forget his infatuation. At the same time, Juliet Capulet, a young and sheltered girl, learns that her parents, Lord and Lady Capulet, are considering her marriage to Paris, a wealthy suitor. A formal gathering is planned for Juliet to meet Paris and consider his proposal. Act 2. At the Capulet ball, Romeo, still pining for Rosalind, decides to attend, though he is not on the guest list. Wearing a mask, he manages to enter the party. There, he meets Juliet, and their instant connection transcends their knowledge of each other's family backgrounds. As they speak and dance, their love deepens, and they eventually share a passionate kiss. Unbeknownst to Juliet, Romeo has discovered her true identity. They realize the complications of their love, as they are from feuding families. However, their attraction is too strong to deny, and they plan to meet again. Romeo consults Friar Lawrence, a close confidant, who agrees to marry Romeo and Juliet in secret, believing that their union might bring an end to the long-standing feud between the Montagues and Capulets. Act 3. The situation escalates dramatically in Act 3. Tybalt, Juliet's cousin, discovers Romeo's presence at the Capulet ball and becomes incensed. He challenges Romeo to a duel, but Romeo, who has just married Juliet, refuses to fight Tybalt. Mercutio, Romeo's close friend, intervenes on Romeo's behalf but is fatally wounded by Tybalt in their duel. Enraged by Mercutio's death, Romeo retaliates and kills Tybalt. As a result, Prince Aeschylus banishes Romeo from Verona. Juliet is heartbroken when she learns of Tybalt's death and Romeo's banishment. Her parents, unaware of her secret marriage to Romeo, believe her grief is for Tybalt. In an attempt to alleviate her sorrow, they decide to hasten her marriage to Paris. Act 4. Juliet seeks refuge and counsel from Friar Lawrence, who devises a desperate plan to help her avoid marrying Paris. He gives her a potion that will make her appear dead for 42 hours, after which she will awaken. He promises to send word to Romeo about the plan, allowing them to reunite. Juliet returns home, feigning obedience to her parents' wishes, and agrees to marry Paris. The Capulets joyfully prepare for the wedding, moving it up a day to hasten Juliet's healing. Juliet takes the potion the night before the wedding. Her family finds her seemingly lifeless body the next morning, plunging them into grief and mourning. Act 5. Romeo, unaware of Juliet's plan, hears of her death and purchases poison from a pharmacist. He intends to die by her side in the Capulet tomb. Meanwhile, Friar Lawrence's letter explaining the plan fails to reach him due to unforeseen circumstances. At the Capulet tomb, Romeo encounters Paris, who believes Romeo is there to defile Juliet's tomb. They engage in a duel, and Romeo kills Paris. He then enters the tomb, finds Juliet, and believing her truly dead, drinks the poison. Moments later, Juliet awakens to find Romeo dead beside her. In her grief, she takes his dagger and kills herself. The tragedy of Romeo and Juliet's deaths is discovered when the friar, the nurse, and the families arrive at the tomb. The devastating consequences of their love are fully realized as both families, now united in their shared grief, come to terms with the consequences of their hatred. Prince Aeschylus arrives, condemning the families for their feud, which has led to the deaths of their children. The play closes with the hope that the tragic tale of Romeo and Juliet will serve as a lesson, leading to peace in Verona and the end of the senseless feud. Conclusion: Romeo and Juliet is a timeless tragedy that explores the themes of love, fate, family, and societal conflict. The passionate love between Romeo and Juliet, set against the backdrop of their warring families, results in their untimely demise. Their deaths ultimately serve as a catalyst for reconciliation between the Montagues and Capulets, highlighting the devastating consequences of unchecked hatred and the enduring power of love. William Shakespeare's masterful storytelling continues to captivate audiences and remind us of the enduring relevance of this classic tale.